Welcome back to the channel. My name is Adam Smith, and inside this prototype unboxing, as you can clearly see here on the table, I'm covering Story of Many. This one coming from Haunted Mill Games. It's going to be landing on GameFound in the near future. If you want to check out the campaign page, I have a link to this in the pinned comment and video description. This video is going to kick off a number of videos I'll be doing on Story of Many to show you how the game flows and operates. But this first one's going to focus on just showing you all the components that came as part of the prototype. And as this is a prototype, everything is subject to change and not in its final form, including all the game components and game content. So everything you're about to see here is not a representation of what the final game will be after the crowdfunding campaign delivers. This prototype will allow me to show you the game in action to help you make an informed decision as to whether or not this game is for you. So without further ado, if you're interested in finding out about all the components that came inside the prototype, this is the video for you. Stay tuned as we dig inside the box. For those that may not be aware of this one and what it's all about, Story of Many is a solo cooperative fantasy adventure board game which sets you in a journey to explore a vast land, combat deadly foes, and delve into a mysterious adventure. Brave a new world filled with profound lore and hard choices, Story of Many emphasizes exploration, storytelling, and challenging combat, making it an engaging experience for all board game and tabletop RPG fans. So if you are a fan of that role-playing element, you're going to find it here, no problem. Here's a look inside the game box, and it is worth mentioning there are a couple boxes on the side here with some miniatures, which we'll certainly take a look at towards the tail end of this video. But for now, let's take some of this content out and begin to go through it. Right off the bat here, we have a number of books. We have the Book of Rumors, the Book of Spheres, and the Book of Adventures. Here's a look at the Book of Adventures. You can see in about this book section, which you can read if you're interested, talking about how things are broken out, specifically made for this prototype. Again, not a representation of the final game, which will have much more beyond what's being shown here. This, of course, has been tailored for prototype or demo play, which is exactly what I'll be focusing on in upcoming videos. As you can see here, each adventure is split into 4 major entries. I mean, this is the Book of Adventures after all. You're going to see the setup, specific areas, clues, and ending exploration and resolutions. And each of them are explained across the right side of this page. As an example, here's our very first adventure in the Book of Adventures called Waystone. The requirement is none. You start in Van Barrows. The difficulty is on the lower side. Duration's not going to take as long. You have full narrative here in terms of the flavor text as to what's going on, getting you into the adventure, and then instructional text here on getting yourself set up, including the enemies. Now, to avoid spoilers and what's going to be coming in my upcoming gameplay videos, I don't want to show you everything inside this book, but I certainly will be showing you a couple pages here to give you an idea as to how things are laid out and structured. The back of the book has a legend for keywords as well as some things to find, and you can see there's a number of pages inside this book. Another important book is the Book of Rumors, and inside of this prototype version is divided into 3 portions. The first portion contains 1 rumor for each of the 59 regions of the independent kingdom. The second part documents all the clues that are linked to the options offered by each rumor, and the third part showcases a few of the achievements that players can unlock through their adventures, rumors, and other events throughout the duration of the campaign. Achievements remain unlocked and persistent through different campaigns, which is pretty awesome. In order to reduce spoilers around the story, I'm not going to show you every single page in here, but again, you can pause the screen and read these as an example of some of the rumor structures in this book. This book here is known as the Book of Spheres, and inside has a number of different classes that you can actually build out with a number of different skill tree breakdowns. So you can see as you go through the book, you'll see the cloak here with a full breakdown on the skill tree, different tiers below. You have conjuration here, you have death, for instance, and again, the character customization in this, again, tying into that RPG backbone for the game, is very strong here, and all of this is already all laid out. So character customization, if you're into that, you're certainly going to have the ability to go down specific classes to your liking and really delve into them, which is pretty awesome. Now, for the prototype gameplay I'll be doing, I'll also be focusing on a pre-constructed character to be able to jump straight into the action a bit faster. But in the final version of the game, you will be able to fully create a character from scratch, just like you would in any RPG experience. And this Book of Spheres just keeps on going. I mean, we got the ranged one here. We continue on. We have survival. We have treasure hunter. There's witchery. There's all kinds here to dig into, and even beyond what I'm specifically accustomed to at this point, because I haven't dug into the game, as this is just an unboxing at this point. But there's a lot to like here inside this book, even in its prototype form. Now, when creating your character, you're going to have your character dashboard, of course, and the class that you've chosen to select is going to be slotted straight inside the dashboard, in between, in the middle, and it's going to fill in all these different areas with iconography. Otherwise, beforehand, there will be nothing there whatsoever. So, depending on the class you choose, you will slide it into the dashboard in order to represent that character class. It's always nice to see the use of recessed dashboards for characters, and of course to be able to just slide in the character class you've chosen straight into the dashboard to keep things easy, secure, and in place for your entire play. This is a prototype dashboard which is specific to combat. We'll be seeing this in use during my gameplay videos. Moments ago, I mentioned I would show you all the character class sheets that come in the prototype. Well, here they are, the barbarian one you've already seen. Let's go through the rest. We have the cleric, the fighter, paladin, the pirate, that's going to be a favorite for me, the reaver witch, the rogue, a seer, sorcerer, and that ends things off. There was a punch board included inside, and it's mainly on the left-hand side. These smaller tokens are conditioned, but there are some food tokens buried within as well. We have some heroic action tokens in here. We have a whole bunch of treasure tokens, for instance, camping supplies. Rune tokens are also included, but they're separate. And I spoke too soon about those camping supplies because I can actually see the camping supply token inside the rune bag here with the rest of the runes I just mentioned. And for those that are interested, here's the back side of those tokens, and specifically the treasure tokens having some very interesting information on the opposite side. Moving right along, we're now checking out the upgrade and world stickers for the prototype. Here they are. This is a mixture of stickers which will end up on the world map and some which will end up on cards as you upgrade them over time, giving you different abilities and effects, which is pretty cool to tailor things to what you would like. Over here on the opposite side, we have a campaign-specific booklet capturing adventures, the calendar, and different major achievements and essentially milestones along your campaign and journey. Opening up this booklet, we have the world of Varda all laid out. Now, this is not the world map. This will be used in a different fashion. We'll talk more about this when we get into gameplay, but it does have iconography that's important for all the different regions and areas. As I mentioned, Story of Many has RPG ties, so here we have a reference sheet for misses and crits across multiple types of dice and how many of them are used. And on the opposite side, a reference to area content rule. We'll find out more about this during gameplay videos as well. And this, my friends, is the world map for Story of Many called World of Varda, the Independent Kingdom. That, my friends, is a look at the world map for the game. Now let's dive into some of the smaller components, and then we'll lead right into the cards that came as part of the prototype. That's going to do it for all the cards that came inside the prototype. Now we're going to dive into each of the unique sculpts for the miniatures in this one. And that, my friends, will wrap up the prototype unboxing for Story of Many from Haunted Mill Games. Stay tuned to the channel and subscribe if you haven't already to be notified when gameplay lands on the channel to help you make an informed decision on the upcoming crowdfunding campaign. Thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know all your comments on what you've seen here in the comments below. Thanks again for watching, and as always, keep on rolling solo.